Welcome back. You're watching us here on Bazaar Morning Call. The GIFT Nifty has expanded its jumpstart now 88 points. Remember when we started the show, it was up almost 25 points. So as the street comes to terms with the US Fed rate cut of 50 basis points, we'll see an impact of that on our markets as well. But what are the individual stocks that you need to keep on your radar? Our team has told you that, and now we have some fundamental ideas coming in from Siddhartha Khemka, Head Research, PND at Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Siddhartha, good morning. Yesterday, the toast of trade were the financials. Bajaj Finance also ended higher. So you had banks, NBFCs, both of them do well. With the overnight developments in the US, do you think the pressure on the RBI to cut rates earlier comes by, and as a result of which financials becomes a good trade?
Hi, morning, Mangalam. So yes, I think the 50 basis points rate cut definitely puts a pressure on not only our own RBI, but a lot of other global central banks to relook at their monetary policy going forward. As we could see, there was a lot of confusion post the rate cut and the Fed commentary. So while some of the emerging markets did cheer the 50 basis points rate cut, there was also a concern on the thought that there could be a recessionary pressure or a growth slowdown in the US markets, which could lead to pressure on a lot of other sectors as well as other economies. Having said that, we definitely think NBFCs do make a case here which tend to benefit from the rate cut or the interest rates going down directly, and also some of the financials like banking sector also benefit, but that will be with a lag. So the immediate effect will be on the financials, the NBFCs, within which we like something like a Cholamandalam Investment and Finance, which has been in the forefront of growth across segments that it operates in. Shriram Finance is another stock that we like from the NBFC space, and which has been doing well even after the inclusion in the Nifty index. Some of the other themes within the broader NBFCs, for example, the capital market theme that continues to do well. Some of the asset management companies, I think that will continue to do well in the near term.
Okay, Siddhartha, hi, good morning, great to have you on. Let's straight away get to this whole Alco-Bev space, right? Mangalam's been telling us that the policy is changing in Andhra, and I think some of the estimates say that maybe volumes across the sector could go up by 7-8%. Do you like anything here? Radico, United Spirits, any favorites in the entire segment?
Morning, Subi. So if you look at from within our coverage, we like United Spirits. That is one stock that we have been liking for some time now. There has been a clear shift from the executive segment to the premium segment, where there has led to an improvement not only in the overall growth but also in the margins. And hence, I think the changing policies across states, that should be positive. One clear trend that has come out in the last few years is some of the brands that the Indian alco beverage companies have been able to launch in the global spirits market, and that has been well received. So that has helped some of the smaller names. Also, the ethanol blending, where some of these alco beverage companies do produce and are able to contribute to a growth as well as getting a good margins from the ethanol in the OMC blending space. So overall, that space looks interesting. The consumption of alcohol beverages has gone up in India with the urbanization, with the higher spending capacity. And as I said, within that space, we like United Spirits has been the market leader and is now again back to gaining market share in India.
Right. And a word on IT. Yesterday was an underperformer. The street believes that, if the US sees some weakness in its economy, our IT stocks could bear the brunt. Anything that you like or dislike here?
Yeah, Mangalam, I think that's a fair assumption to go by now, given that the mixed chatter, especially in the US economy, economists there talking about a slowdown. The slowdown brunt will be first borne by the IT companies. So we'll have the pre-quarter update starting coming in sometime later during the month, and I think that will give more insights. But for now, I think sentimentally, after the run-up that we have seen in the Indian IT space, they could see some profit booking and some negative sentiments with regards to the IT space. But if you look at TCS, something that we like is more diversified in its client presence. Growth has been very strong, better than even Infosys. And in this volatile environment, we believe a market leader like TCS could do well. So any dip in the next few days could be an opportunity to add to a market leader like TCS.
So Siddharth, back to some more stocks, some more questions. I don't know if you track GE T&D in any detail, because there is a big restructuring that's happening. I think promoter level reorganization, because of which there'll be some stake coming in the market as well. Any thoughts?
So I don't track it that closely, but if you look at, I think across the capital goods space, some restructuring that the company is planning. The last few quarters, we have seen strong order book run up across capital goods, and that should help. But beyond that, no views on GT&D.
Do you have a word on NTPC because of the unlocking in their renewable business? I mean, everyone's looking at renewable as a theme. Everyone's seen PSU's rally as well. This one's an amalgamation of two, renewable plus PSU. One would imagine it to be pretty good, but at the same time, we're in a bit of a profit booking mode for all these PSUs. So do you think it's a little late in the day, or do you think there's still value to be unlocked here?
So, Manglam, I think this news was there in the street for some time now that NTPC is in the works to file the IPO for its green business, renewable energy business. Having said that, we are positive on the core business power sector, where we see consistent growth in demand, and with the economic growth continuing, especially on the manufacturing side, we see consistent improvement in the core business growth, and that makes us positive on NTPC. The renewable side is something that we are also positive that the street has been waiting for the value unlocking to happen, because so far what we have is some of the small players in the renewable space, and this will be the first large renewable company that will come out. Even some of the other utilities, for example, you have Tata Power, they had divested some stake in their renewable business. That should also look up after this. So I think this is a positive development, and the value unlocking will only create more interest in a lot more towards these power utilities which have a subsidiary or a business in the renewables. So overall view on NTPC is positive.
Okay. All right. Got that, Siddharth. Well.